No.
What, that I'm proud of my boys? Love them? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I never had any of that stuff growing up. Like, because, of course, my pops left us, so.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it is a must. Yeah, they both know. All right, so, yeah, well, the Starfield chat should be good. Lee, I said we're going to read... So Metacritic, the PlayStation ponies, they're review bombing Starfield on Metacritic. And I don't know if you've seen that story, but it's all over Twitter as well. Constant. So
yeah,
we're going
to... I've been seeing a lot.
Kirby, do you want to pick some out and read some?
Yeah, I can.
I have it up here.
You just want to send it to me then?
The website? Let's go right here. Let's see. Let's slide into your DMs, baby. Right here. Pop. That's for you right there. Okay, so art and photography. Starwing is an absolute legend, man. Are you guys seeing the pictures he's posting?
Holy crap.
The kid,
I forgot he was doing astral photography.
Isn't that insane?
Oh my gosh.
I want to revive my Discord. I really, and even if it's just 3 or 4 of us chatting, like, I don't care. I got hundreds of people on there that never come around, so I don't care if they leave or whatever. But to make it live again for all of us to chat and hang out and have a good time. And as much as I tease Johnny Boysa, he posted some nice pictures too. He's a good photography dude.
Like, do we need to, I don't know, condense some of the channels a bit?
Maybe.
Or...
Maybe. It's just there's some funny stuff it'd be hard to get rid of, like the WWE 2K22 stuff. That was hilarious. Yeah. We had a wonderful time doing that stuff, but I get it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we could definitely get rid of some, condense some stuff for sure.
A lot of the stuff has a lot of good memories of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see this 3 days ago. You posted a thing about Starfield, and then Mark replied, "Poop field."
Yeah. Terrible. And then when Salty comes back once in a while, she livens everything up. She's kind of like a hurricane, swoops in, livens everything up, and then James Muckland just completed Starfield. Was not expecting to have the entire game basically reset. Oh, hold on, did you go? Right. I can't read it out loud because I was going to say, did you do this or do that? So I can't really do that because that'd be spoilers. I was not expecting to have the entire game basically reset. New Game Plus, that's the whole point. But the perks with New Game Plus, I'm just saying.
All right.
Oh,
the point that I'm at is the point where I need to go to the buried temple.
Okay.
But I have to go to the other temples to increase my power more first. I don't have to, I don't think, but it's recommended. I'm just trying to say something that Paul might get, but without spoiling stuff. You know what the buried temple is, don't you, Paul?
If it's main story, yes.
Yes, main story.
Yeah. Jim Ryan, my poop field talk. Yeah, Shabba. Yeah, she is. She's in the house. Catrix is always awesome. We love Catrix. James, I'm slightly annoyed I have to start from scratch.
Like I sort of find the whole thing daunting because it's like I don't really want to start again.
You don't have to.
I know I'd have to.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I do.
Mm-mm.
Get the perks. What are you saying?
I'm saying this is delicious.
Oh no.
Jim Ryan's just jealous he can't play Xbox. True story. True story. Where are we at? 4.5 minutes. Let's go. I spent ages. I spent ages building my credits up. I have 3 times more credits now than I did.
Well, why isn't James telling all this here? You know.
I know. Listen, people can come on. I'm not going to ask anymore. It's just, you want to come on, come on. If not, then that's okay. I heard Ultimate Hater couldn't stream Starfield because the game is broken. Oh, yeah, Jim, you must be leaving those Metacritic review bombs because the game is not broken. I'm 60 plus hours in and I'm having so much fun. I don't mind saying. It's so funny. I'm so annoyed. You have to send him a message, Lee, and make fun of him. Call him a big baby or something. Or call him a British wanker. You British wanker!
No.
That picture's awesome, Kirby. I'm just saying, that one in the middle right there, that other one, that one with the different seasons, that's a really awesome picture.
I'll have to see if I can paint like a smaller version of it.
Smaller
to
one?
be able to send it.
I'll drive down and get it.
The problem is like I did that in a class and I don't know if I could ever recreate it.
Get it scanned.
That well.
Get it scanned and send me the image. I'll print it off. I'll even buy it from you. The scanned image. How you doing, Paul? I'm doing amazing, Catrix. I hope you're doing awesome. We're happy to see you. I would join up with you all today, but I got COVID cough real bad. Yikes. Mark, I hope you're feeling better, man. COVID is running rampant now. Again. Buddy at work I did a class with, he has COVID now. Mark, Ultimate Hater, has COVID. James and his mom just got over COVID. I just don't want any sort of cold or whatever at all. So we'll figure all that out. The only way to fix the broken Starfield is to release it on PlayStation? Ew. I'm doing well. Awesome, Catrix. That's great to hear. Completed all the free star quests and gotten to such a Love it. Reload. Hold on. Reload the auto save before ending the game and choose the different path, you big baby.
I said to James, yo, wakey podcast time.
Yeah, Catrix, it's wild. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about it. I don't know. Hey, Ultimate 87 is rescribed for 38 months. Mark, thank you. I called you Mark. I don't know what that is. Mark, thank you so much.
You also said rescribed.
Did I say?
Yeah, that's what
Mark rescribed for 1 month at tier 1. Thank you so much. Mark, I do appreciate you.
It.
Yeah. I didn't want to say the other extra syllables, boys and girls. So thank you so much for the resubscribe and the rescribe. I do appreciate it. Hey, Jesus. No, I didn't even reset the goal. It says August goal. When did Jesus99 donate $10?
That was last month. That was when. That was when we were doing COD, and we had that random called Jesus99 with us.
That's cool.
And he's actually pretty cool.
Big casino, ching ching. Here we go. Hey, welcome to episode 81 of the Gamers Pass podcast. And if you didn't see that, Kirby kind of gave like, hey, Kirby, that was funny. The finger point is what I do. Lee has adopted it as well, and Kirby's giving the wink and the guns, all of that other stuff. You need to do that every time.
Oh, no.
I think that's a riot. That's friggin' funny. All right. Welcome to episode 81, and we're going to podcast it up today. We're going to chat things. We got a little bit of Nintendo chat. We have a little bit of PlayStation chat. We have Fortnite chat, and then we've got lots of Starfield. I'm just saying, I've not played anything but Starfield, and then of course Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I just want to play it. I just want to play Starfield all day. That's all I want to do.
Every day
I play Starfield every day. But yeah, we're going to talk about this stuff. But joining us and joining me, I guess I'm using the plural of majesty, joining me, did I hear PlayStation? No, you didn't, Jim. Joining me today is Curvy. Curvy, how are you doing? And let us know about the gazillion games you've played this week.
Almost no games. I'm doing okay, though. Hopefully today will be more of a lazy day.
We need you at next level amazing, my level.
I know.
Or just under my level. We need to get you there.
This week's no, just
No?
skipping.
This week has been busy and crazy.
Yeah, and my dog's still sick, so.
Oh, that blows. Sorry to
Yeah.
hear that. That sucks.
She's got medicine, so we're hoping that helps. But
Yeah.
so far,
How old's your puppy?
9,
Okay.
almost 10.
Alrighty. Well,
Yeah.
we'll keep that positive outlook. That medicine's gonna get her up and running.
Well, the problem is we just don't really know what's wrong.
Yeah.
And they said if she doesn't seem better by like middle of next week, they're gonna try and run some blood work, and
Ching ching.
we're just trying to figure out if what we think is wrong is actually what's wrong. We almost think she might have vertigo.
For a
Or
dog.
something.
Wow.
Yeah. She's been like she'll just stand there and like her head will stay. So it's just weird. She's just displaying some odd
Yeah, that is odd.
behaviors, and she seems
Maybe-
off balance, but I'm like, I don't know if it's because she's old.
I
don't know if
assume
her
she's
hips are
seeing
bothering her.
ghosts and stuff. That's why she's tilting her head behind you. Maybe it is Annabelle. Annabelle. All right, what have you been playing though? Sorry about your puppy.
I played Starfield and did a few main
No
quests.
way.
Yeah. But I did not get to play much this week, and then I think I had one day where I played Palia, and
That's
so
okay.
I've only played like 2 days worth of games.
Palia does sound like a game I would be heavily invested into. Just saying. I know I would.
And I mean, they're constantly updating things. Like I'm in their Discord server, and they have a special event going on, like September 26th, where you can like go and earn like special tokens and buy special things and stuff that you can't buy from the general stores in the main area of town. Like you have to travel to their area that they're doing the event, and it's cool.
All right.
I have a feeling that they're gonna be doing a lot of events like that where it kind of coincides with holidays too.
Okay. Hannah just said to get Paleo. I would love it.
Yeah. I was telling Weezy, I'm like, it feels like the dialogue is even changing with the season of the year. Because, like, there's NPCs in the game.
Yep.
But one of them has been talking about, oh, it's getting colder now at nighttime.
That's
And I'm
cool.
like, what?
I like that. Yep. That's actually awesome.
So I'm thinking they're kind of programming it almost to like, I'm crossing my fingers that I'm looking forward to see if they do it. But like when it's fall, all of the trees are gonna be like fall leaf colored and things like that. And then when it's winter, there's gonna be snow. I'm hoping.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Hannah just
So,
said hints
I'm
of
excited.
seasons, I hope. So that's cool.
Yep.
So Hannah, I assume you played as well. Yeah, that's fantastic. So that's it?
Yep.
Excellent. And joining as always is Lee Everett. Lee, what have you been playing this week? And well, how are you as well? How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, okay.
James just said he's making a pot noodle sandwich.
Okay, yeah, let's just quit the crap right now. There's no such thing as a pot noodle sandwich.
Bread.
Yeah, exactly. Go to Halifax, Lee. Let's get back to normal here. Let's go.
No, that's what James said.
No, you were happy to bring that up. I'm just saying. Look at the smile on your face. You read that and you're like, I'm reading this out loud. I can't wait until it's my turn. Anyways, what have you been playing this week? And you're not doing fantastic. Neither of you or James aren't. So you guys suck.
Well, it's like he's making a pot noodle. Is it that reversed for you?
No, that's normal. It's just disgusting.
It's what he said. Oh look, there's James in the chat.
I seen him. So, James, just as a heads up, there's a gazillion things that are better than a pot noodle sandwich. I'm just saying. And if you can't beat a pot noodle sandwich, you've got issues, sir. Go ahead, Lee.
I'm doing awesome. I've played Starfield. Bit of Gears, more Starfield.
A bit of Gears. Okay, yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah, on the Friday, not yesterday.
The Friday.
Friday. But yeah, it's going fantastic. Can't wait to do more. I keep getting sidetracked. Like I need to focus. I keep getting sidetracked.
Don't do it. I'll tell you what. This guy messaged me today, whining and crying because he beat the game, but he did a bunch of side quests as well, and now he's upset that he has to go redo side quests. So.
Have you got a name of?
I don't want to. I just don't want to. Just because he was really crying about it. It's so annoying. So annoying. Sorry.
I mean, he sounds like he cries about as much as Jim Ryan.
Oh, Jim Ryan and that other guy.
I'm fighting words.
Ding ding.
He sounds like a guy who would eat pot noodle sandwiches. That's.
So.
But because one of the missions requires you to upgrade your ship. I think like the grav drive for your ship. So I did that. That then opened the whole world to me about shipbuilding because I knew it was there. I just never touched it. But I then started to look into that, and I just got swallowed into that. And I spent a few hours.
It's wonderful
Messing around with my ship.
The shipbuilding is great.
Yeah.
So that's what I spent my money on, though. I updated.
Yeah, it's really intuitive and awesome.
Yeah, I like that you don't have to worry about like fuel levels and stuff. You just need to slap on a fuel tank. You're good to go.
I'm trying to build up so I can get to a C-class ship. I can fly a B-class now, but I just don't have one.
Yeah, so would you have had to upgrade like the skill points for like piloting? Yeah, I haven't done any of that.
Yep.
I've only done it for like the boost pack and like the fitness thing, and persuasion. Those are the three things I've really put it into.
Okay. Keep going. Sorry, what else? Those are the two games?
Yeah.
All right.
I haven't touched COD or anything.
Yeah, I haven't touched Call of Duty either. It's so funny because I even bought the Battle Pass. I want to finish Battle Pass before October, whenever it is, but it's September 10th, and before I know it, it's going to be October 1st, and then all of that crazy stuff. So I just want to give this a heads up now, all the people that are here. Thank you so much, everybody. Excuse me. I'm drinking Black Gold, and it's making me burp right now. But this Thursday, Spuddy is coming up on a cruise ship from Pennsylvania all the way to here, to my city, and then going off to other parts of like New England states. He's going to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and all that stuff. So I took the afternoon off to hang out with Spuddy and his family. It's him, his brother, and mother. So they're doing a trolley ride, blah, blah, blah. And so I took the afternoon off. I'll get pictures for everybody. We'll do some videos, all that stuff. I'm gonna take them shopping, and if they want, I'll take them out to eat. They'll get to try probably a poutine or a donair. Either, we'll see what they want to do. Then Friday I did take off, but I officially start my on-call on Friday. So I just want to throw that out there. I plan on streaming early. We plan on doing Gears early and get the usual 4+ hours in. I just want to make that known, but just in case I don't mention it at the end. But Thursday I won't be streaming because I'm hanging out with Spuddy. And yeah,
all right.
That's it. All right, Lee, do you have news other than Starfield?
I have one thing.
Okay, hold on. Lee news. Part-time ball. Eat an eggplant, James, right now. I don't know if it's a pot noodle sandwich is going through and it flared up some diarrhea issues, but you need to stop, sir. All right, let's go. What do you got for Lee news?
In the UK, we call eggplants aubergines.
What?
In the UK, we call eggplant, because you said eggplant,
mm-hmm.
and we call them aubergines.
Aubergines?
Aubergines, yeah.
Why? They're eggplants.
Because that's what we call them.
But they're eggplant.
We just call them aubergines.
Wait, what? Oba? Like bee?
And no, I've forgotten the spelling of it, to be honest.
Aubergine?
Aubergine? Aubergine? Why? It's an egg. It says right there, eggplant. All right, James, eat an aubergine. And what I'm referring
to... it's aubergine.
Oh, aubergine. Eat one. And what I'm referring to with that is the actual emoji, what it represents, is what I'm referring to, sir.
I knew that.
We say it properly?
I just wanted to sidetrack it with some awkwardness.
Definitely awkwardness.
Perfect.
Yeah, 99% of the world calls it eggplant in the UK. So you know what? Let's have some aubergine. And it's a G. G-I-N-E. That's not Jean. That's Geen. Anyways, let's go. Lee, what do you got for your news, sir? This is going to turn into a all-out battle against the UK. Let's go.
Oh, it has been for the past 6 years.
Yes, it has. Hey, John, what's up, buddy? John Zernick.
Overwatch 2 bans 250,000 players.
All right, you mentioned this. Kirby, did you play Overwatch 2? Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
Play Overwatch 1?
Yeah, a little.
You played Overwatch 2. It's exactly the same. Okay. It's nonsense. So
toxic as usual, I assume.
I don't know. I never have game chat on, but Lee, give me your story because I'm very interested in this.
Well, I've never played either Overwatch, but yeah, they've banned 250,000 players in the effort to eliminate cheaters and malicious accounts from the game. Bans were not just for cheating; they were for disruptive chats, inappropriate names, griefing issues that impact multiplayer matches. They implemented an anti-cheat prevention system. Okay, and using algorithms to capture cheaters, the company seems committed for creating a safe and inclusive experience for everyone. So yeah, that's wild. Like, because to be honest, it's like since the PvE stuff has been like cancelled with Overwatch 2, so I'm surprised they're even getting 250,000 players anymore.
Oh no, there'll be tons of people that they'll probably have millions of players still playing Overwatch. It's a good time for PvP action and objective based gaming, we'll say, but. So for griefing, what are they referring to? As in, like, verbal?
I suppose, like, it doesn't. It's just like, you know, inappropriate names, disruptive chats. That generally just have a negative impact on the game.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like grief, as in like grief toward. Causing grief towards others or whatever.
Right. Because generally, like in games, griefing can refer to as like just purposefully getting yourself killed. So like to help the enemy or put your team at a disadvantage. I think that's genuinely what griefing is.
Good. Ban them for life, man. That's nonsense. I would like to know, let's say inappropriate names. How can you do that anyways? How does that get by? There's got to be some measures put in place. Because
I've reported people on Call of Duty for really inappropriate names, and then you get like a message back that your report has been taken care of.
That's promising. I mean, like, there's been plenty of games. I mean, I think the main thing, I know it's a mobile game, but on PUBG Mobile, you just saw people with names and they just had SWAT stickers on all the time. And that's just wild.
So stupid.
So like for a username though, like people are getting away with it because they're using different characters or spelling things stupidly so that it still reads the same. It's like having a custom license plate, you lose some letters, but you still know what it says.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that's how they're getting away with it. And even like Nightbot or whatever, you can program it to say don't let these specific words through, but people can still find loopholes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube has that as well. And even with my last name, personal friends have come on and just put my last name and it went in. I'm like, well, what the heck? Why does YouTube have this banned words option? But yet it can still be used. This is nonsense. So anyways, whatever. Yeah, it's foolish. It's stupid. It's just there's never been a more toxic time than in the last couple months in all of gaming. And I'm glad a lot of people are getting banned now. I would love to see a clear wipe of many, many people just filled with hatred and anger and fanboyism and all this other stuff. I would love to see it all gone. It's ruining our community. It's ruining the industry. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later with review bombing, Metacritic allowing review bombing, because some of that stuff is outrageous.
Well, it's like Jim Ryan fears that Starfield will be better than anything the PlayStation could do, and as we know, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering, and it's like,
I was going to send you guys a picture yesterday. If nobody knows, Shirt Punch is an amazing, amazing place where you can buy T-shirts. They're all crossovers, but in this instance, it was a T-shirt, and all it was a box, and in the middle it said, "I hate sand. It's rough, it's coarse, blah, blah, blah." And whatever the rest of that line is, and because James and Lee say it all the time, I was going to send you guys. We all could have bought that whole T-shirt that said, "I hate sand." It would have been awesome.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, irritating, and it gets everywhere.
That's the whole T-shirt. Yeah. That's all it says straight down. I'll find it. I'll find it.
I need that too.
Okay.
I hate sand.
Okay. I'm going to send it to you. But it was on Shirt Punch, and it's one of their daily deals. So you get it for $13 American, which is so much cheaper. The only suffering is Starfield players. And see, and that's what we're going to talk about. Now, I know Jim Ryan. I love the guy behind Jim Ryan. Despise Jim Ryan, but the guy behind Jim Ryan PS5, love you to death. I really do, and you know it. And so the stuff that's being said here, this is the stuff though. The only suffering is Starfield players. Even though Mark is joking, this is what's happening right now. Currently, this is the stuff that's going on, and there's just so much hate and there's so much anger towards a game because it's an exclusive to one certain company that's not the big company, and they're upset and they're angry. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Lee, is there any other news before we jump into a couple other news?
Not from me, no.
Okay, so let's do this. Ash Ketchum's voice. Kirby, do you have any news? I cut you right out of the picture there, girl. I'm sorry. No, okay, so...
No, I mean, like,
go ahead.
I was telling Lee, I don't... Well, you sort of heard. The only thing that I've seen and it's mostly because my friends that have kids have posted about it, is Roblox is becoming a problem among children.
Yep.
Because of children's predators starting to access servers and use that to get a hold of children.
It's insane. This has been going on for a long time. It's really gross.
I feel like it's like recently though, it's been kind of a hot topic. Like I'm seeing a lot about it. So
I think Roblox has been booming a lot lately, like, in terms of popularity.
So yeah, we can chat Roblox. I'm totally cool with that. The reason being is a lot of these extra Roblox games are looking amazing. And they're looking there's one that's just like Call of Duty. It looks incredible. And I'm looking at Isaac and I'm like, what are you playing? He's like, Roblox, this game on Roblox. He loves Roblox. So many games. He hasn't played it in I think 2 or 3 weeks now. He hasn't even been in my room. And I hope this continues, especially when he comes home from school and he's sick, because that's how I get sick. I touch everything that he's touching, even though I wipe it all down. Anyways, I just hate man cold. I said this last week. I was like, if you come home sick, you're out of the house. That's what I told him. Of course, I don't really mean that, but I kind of mean it. But this is what I'm talking about. It's so crazy that these pedos or predators or whatever, they're doing this stuff to try to lure kids in and do some stuff, and it's insane. All of this. I think instant messaging on Roblox needs to be monitored. It's a kids game. Every bit of that should be monitored by the server or the Roblox overlord. And if they say, well, that shouldn't be allowed. Yes, it should be allowed to protect my kid, 100%. But I'm a hands-on dad, so I give the updates. Hey, don't accept messages from people. Don't be replying or don't be sending messages like a d-bag and all that stuff. And be nice online. You don't have to be one of these 12-year-olds on Call of Duty using racist rants and all that stuff. Because if I'd hear that, I'd have to just end his gaming career at that moment. But so many parents aren't really watching their kids. They're like, here, go play this. Leave us alone. And I can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm totally.
Well, it's just the things that you say about like the monitoring the chats and stuff. It's like they have quite like a strict stuff when it comes to the chat, but people just get very creative to go around it. So it's like, it's how people can go around and say like, like kill yourself or whatever.
I don't understand it.
But people go around and say like, go commit death or whatever. It's like they find the wording that they go can bypass that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So because they just get really creative with it.
It's
but
crazy.
In the wrong way.
Hannah said my nephew plays it. I had no idea. Yeah, let Alex know, Hannah. But with all honesty, it's all over the news. It has been. You can find stories and stories and stories. My boys, Big Casino, I'm pretty sure your boys are a little bit older too, so they'd be able to handle that stuff. But a lot of those guys, or a lot of those predators, will get in there and they'll try to befriend them and then expose them in some sort with luring questions. And then they work it as if they threaten, hey, if you say anything, I'll kill your parents or some stupid stuff like that. And then the kids are scared and they're kind of, what do I do? What do I do? And I let them know, like, there ain't nobody going to be doing stuff like that here. How are they going to come to us? Like I have a 100-pound dog that'll eat your face off. And plus I got some tools of the trade, tricks of the trade laying beside my bed. We're totally fine. Don't you worry about any of that stuff. So parents nowadays telling kids to play their video games is equivalent to our parents telling us to go outside until the street lights come on. Yeah, kind of. The problem is so I would agree to a point. It's just with the internet, it has opened up so many more doors and avenues for kids to fall prey and victim, as opposed when we went outside. Chris, I'm not sure how old you are. I'm pretty sure you're a young pup, but back when I was a kid, we did stay out until the lights came on, and even when I lived down the boulevards, even the lights came on, we still sat outside and chilled and hung out outside after dark. So, and I lived in the bad part of the neighborhood, so it was no big deal. But yeah, we go out, play, we'd have fun. There was no cell phones. It's just amazing how media in the world has changed so much that influence us into kind of hurting us into a direction of, hey, if you go outside by yourself, someone's going to get you. But even us as kids, I'll tell you right now, elementary school, I had to walk and I could tell you both ways uphill, blah, blah, blah. But my walk from where I lived on a place called Douglas Avenue at the end, and I had to walk to Centennial School. It was at least 45-minute walk. They said I was not on the bus route. That's how savage it was back then. And my kid Isaiah, I think, was 10-minute walk, if that. And they're like, oh, you're a bus route. So that's how much times have changed. But we had the fear of the white van. The white van driving around. Don't go near it. There's a white van. And that's all they talked about. There's a white van.
Candy.
That's it. Well, they didn't even talk about candy, right? It was just the white van driving around. And funny story, when I was in elementary, there's a dude in a white van who was offering candy. And he's like, but he was yelling to us. He wasn't a predator, but he fit the whole profile that was buried into the kids' minds. Mine was a man in a white van offering the candy. And so he just threw it to me. Now, me being the kid I was, as a fatter kid, that's candy. Give me some. The problem was it was like this white nougat sort of crap in the wrapper. And I was like, well, this sucks. Give me some good chocolate or something. So,
well, the thing is like how people are like conditioned into thinking. It's like you get taught as you're growing up. Oh, don't meet strangers on the internet. Don't go in strangers' cars. And what can you do now? You just get an app. You request an Uber.
Yeah.
Someone shows up. It's like requesting Uber over the internet. You get in that stranger's car. And it's like, it's wild.
It is. It's crazy. And we got off on a little tangent here, but the premise is no, this is good. It's the problem is when you get me on a topic, I'm going to keep running with it. Wherever it goes, it goes. But the foundation is Roblox predators trying to get your kids. And we should do kind of like a PSA podcast regarding dangers for kids and all that stuff on the internet. I think that'd be awesome. I think Curvy should head that up and we should do it. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't have kids.
I know, but you have the internet. That's awesome. Okay.
He sees us all as kids.
I see you all as kids. Yes. I'm old enough to be all of your dads. Even James, I'm old enough to be his dad. And so that's just the way it is. And I get it. I'm human, everybody. I'm just your daddy. All right. Ash Ketchum's voice actor shares final emotional moments of the last recording. We put so much love into Pokemon. So you can see a little video. Her name is Sarah Natacheni, something like that. Anyways, you can see it. It's funny. It's not funny. I'm sorry. She's recording it, but she starts crying after the last one. Months ago, I filmed myself watching the freshly dubbed last scene of Pokemon to be a Pokemon master, Pokemon master in the studio. I have no idea if I can watch it all now. I'm told it's incredible with music and effects. I hope you're enjoying it on Netflix US now. That was September 8th, 2 days ago. And you never know when you're talking online, especially video games, and you track your IP. All right, let's go back to the whole thing for a sec we were just talking about. Chris just said you never know who you're talking to online, especially video games. They can track your IP to get your address, internet, safety nets. That all depends on what game you're playing too, Chris. But that's why I won't instant message underage people. Or just full transparency, I had Mrs. Gamer's daughter, Amy, message me and like, hey, Paul, do you want to play Fortnite? And she's underage. I was like, no. Me being the nice person, I don't have it installed. Thank you. But I could never play with her by herself online. I would never do that. That's 100% wrong. I would have to have Lauren right there as well. You got to protect yourself, especially. But yeah, you got to protect. And all you know, oh, it's Paul. It's all good. But I have to protect myself too, and so that's
absolutely
100%. So I would never do it. And you guys heard me many times just saying, how old are you? Are you underage? And I just won't do it. I can't do it. So now with Lee was around a long time before there was any sort of instant message or anything, but he still was above age, but still underage in a sense. But anyways, that's me being me, transparent. I always am. You guys could ask me for any DMs, and couldn't show you personal DM stuff, but whatever. I'd tell you. But anyways, Sarah...
What's your social security number?
That's right. So that girl filled her last voice thing. Veronica Taylor. I don't know who this is. I loved every minute I spent in the sneakers of this 10-year-old trainer. The best part has been getting to meet all of you trainers around the world. What a truly amazing Pokemon community Ash Ketchum has brought us all together to strive to be the very best. Kirby, are you a Pokemon fan?
I used to be when I was much younger. I used to have like a Game Boy Color and stuff, and so I would play Pokemon games, and I used to collect some cards. I never really like got into the whole card thing, but yeah, I used to watch it and stuff. So
listen, I tried to get into it, and I would still like to, but I still got all of the cards James sent me, all these fancy cards still in the wrapper. It's sitting right here. I got to get plastics for them and everything, but I got them. And then of course James did send me these old school Phantom Menace cards, and I haven't even gone through them yet, but I will. Anyways, all right. So Lee, you're a hardcore Pokemon fan. You have a tattoo. You have the shirts, the underwear, everything with Pokemon. So,
hey, I beat the Pharaoh challenge.
Like, you did.
That's gotta count.
I'm very thankful for that.
I finally got Mew, and I got the Hon collection, still on Streamloots. If you want to buy Streamloots packs, there will be a link in the description somewhere, I imagine.
It supports me. I'm just saying, if you guys want me to revive Streamloots, I will 100% do it. There's some really good funny cards in there, good memory cards too, but it does support me. I'm just throwing that out there. Veronica Taylor was the original English Ash Ketchum. Okay, cool.
But in terms of my knowledge of Pokemon, it's very little. I haven't seen any of the shows. I've never actually played any of the games properly or anything.
I'm not a Pokemon fan, but I got a Pikachu statue, which looks amazing. And then I have...
some of the stuff looks really cool.
Is that Mewtwo or something? Or I think so.
I think it looks I think it's Mewtwo.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's an evolved version.
But I love it.
Yeah, but some of the stuff looks really cool. When you first mentioned the story, first thing that came to mind is, what are Nintendo doing? Are they kicking people out?
Yeah.
They just did the same with Charles with Mario.
So with this isn't getting rid of the voice actor itself. This is ending the Ash Ketchum storyline. I don't think that has anything to do with Nintendo either. I'm not sure, though. I know Nintendo owns the Pokemon, right? Blah, blah, blah. But I think that's just them. We're done with Ash. It's time to move on. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
Well, I hope they end it by saying, he caught them all.
Oh, that would be cool. That. You know what's funny is I want to watch that now. I watched the original show 2 years ago or when did we do the Pokemon Challenge? Last year?
I think it was longer than a year ago.
Was it?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so...
Because I remember when I started getting more active, that was a big thing, because I remember someone gifted me a bunch of stuff that I could buy the cards and all that with.
Yep.
Well, if you think that was about the time that...
I guess it was probably just over
Missy
a year.
was around.
It was probably just over a year, because I think I've been subscribed, 19 months or something, so that would make sense.
Kirby Last has resubscribed Tier 1 for 18 months in a row. 20 total. That was 10 days ago. Yeah.
Well, because I put a picture on the channel in Discord called the Pharaoh Challenge.
Yes. I see that.
And the date was
2022 last year, June.
Yeah. June last year.
Okay, so leading up to that's when I watched all the original cartoon stuff. And I like the fact that it was it was cartoon, not anime, okay? I'm not an anime fan. I just can't get into it, even though people tell me I should watch stuff. Isaiah loves Demon Slayer, I think it's called. And there's some cool statues. I actually have anime statues right here. I have no clue what they're from at all. I just like them. That's it. There's one here, King of Artist, the Zorro? I don't know. Whatever. It looks cool though. I like that. But yeah, that's that. Ash Ketchum's original voice is done. You guys ready for some big news? Big news. Here we go. Stepping down. Fortnite boss Donald Mustard is stepping down. So here it is. Epic Games chief creative officer and one of the leading forces behind Fortnite's monumental success is stepping down. Donald Mustard confirmed on Twitter earlier today that he'll be retiring from his role later this month. It doesn't sound like there's any drama here, as he mentions he's looking forward to spending time with his wife and family and remains forever grateful to the founder Tim Sweeney and Epic Games family. He goes on to say, I am humbled to be part of the team that every day that tries to bring joy and delight to the Fortnite community. We love watching you experience every moment, leaping from the battle bus the very first time, seeing the rocket crack open the sky, dancing with friends after a victory royal, being sucked into a black hole, or being washed out to sea, the island flipped over, and on and on. I can't wait to now share in the future of Fortnite as a player alongside all of you. So, yeah, that's huge. That is pretty massive, but it doesn't sound like it was a bad departure, which is good. Kirby, you played Fortnite.
Yes.
You may have a dozen or 2 hours in it.
Yes.
So give me a little, your thoughts on Fortnite.
So when it first came out, I played quite a bit, and then realized that I sucked at building. And then it slowly faded out for me, and then they brought no build back. And then I started playing it like crazy. I have the Fortnite monthly subscription because I was enjoying it so much.
Okay.
And I'm still paying for it because you get a cool skin and you get your... basically, you get your battle pass built in for free with it. So, if I was going to buy the battle pass anyhow, I might as well just do the thing. It's just kind of it fizzled out a little bit for me, but I've been playing other games instead, and it's kind of one of those things where I am still not very good at the game.
Okay.
I'm significantly better at other games.
Sure.
But I enjoy the graphics and the characters and the dances and all of the things that make Fortnite what it is. I do enjoy that. I'm just not very good at it.
Okay.
I don't know.
So,
I really enjoy it. I don't know if you've ever played I guess it'd be considered like the campaign mode or whatever.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did.
Save the world.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. It's
that
just
is.
like zombie hordes of whatever they're called.
Can get stupid difficult, too.
It can, yeah. I got to a point on mine where I couldn't play it by myself
Me too.
anymore.
That's why I stopped
and then
that.
I was like, well, no one else plays it, so
yeah.
like
Kirby, that's my story.
Mode.
That's my story. I couldn't progress anymore because I couldn't do it single player.
Yeah, I kept failing all of the quests that you had to do, so.
Yeah, Lee, did you play Save the World?
No, I didn't.
That's original Fortnite. Save the World.
Right, okay. The I guess that's the only original thing Fortnite ever did.
That's terrible.
But it's just like everything else. They just like all the skins and everything. It's like they're all from something else.
Let me do the devil's advocate here. If you owned an IP and you were able to get these licenses for all these amazing characters to draw in a larger crowd, draw in more people to earn money, wouldn't you do the same?
Sure, but it's
Big
just
business.
Sure, but it's like it just gets to a point where it's like you're playing as the Terminator or something, and it's like you've got a T-shirt that is actually like a Terminator T-shirt, and then a kid goes, "Hey, that's the character from Fortnite," and it's like I just want to.
Of course.
I just want to throw them to the ground, like.
But you got to look at it from both angles. Yes, it's annoying seeing Spider-Man and the Terminator and Astro Boy or whatever all fighting each other. But on the business side, I would do exactly what Epic Games is doing. Let's get the license for the most popular character right now so we can earn a few $1 million just on microtransactions for that.
I think they do a really good job at coordinating what is popular right now. You know, like when the new Spider-Man stuff was coming out, the Spider-Man game and all of that, like everything was Spider-Man. They brought in the web slingers, like they did everything to like pull in those fans as well into their game.
Do we like it? No, but
I think the big thing that like maybe started it all was when the Avengers films were coming out and Infinity War was happening. And you got the Infinity Gauntlet, and that was like a massive thing that was happening at the time.
I streamed it and got a win with it. With the Infinity Gauntlet.
You got multiple wins, I think.
Yeah, I'm just not. I would love to see it go back now that the dude is no longer there, Mr. Mustard. I would like to see us go back to season 2-ish, which I think was its prime.
More traditional.
Yeah.
Without all the extra special. Yeah, because they brought in like the Dragon Ball Z things, and they're so frustrating because you can't really avoid it, especially in no build mode. If you were in build mode, at least you can build and protect yourself to a certain degree. But like you get hit with one of those in no build mode and you're dead. Like you can't really outrun it either, unless you fall off the side of a mountain and then you pretty much guaranteed to die anyhow.
Yeah, exactly.
What season is it on now?
Oh God, I don't know.
I've not played it in a long time.
I think it's chapter 4, season 5 or something. I don't know.
Because I did it when I think it was no build mode was starting out.
Yep, which was fun.
And yeah, I quite liked no build mode. But,
do they still have it?
I think so. Yeah.
I will say I enjoyed build mode. I enjoyed the original. It's just I wasn't that good at building, but I was getting there to be. Probably like, here's average and like here would be me as a builder. So I actually kind of liked it in the sense, but
the thing for me was like in build mode I couldn't keep up because everyone started being like the speed builder or whatever. I'm like, okay, I gotta build my wall and then I gotta build my stairs. Like it's just like one thing at a time.
Build a tower.
People are like, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I just couldn't keep up. So then it just kind of discouraged me from wanting to play. Because I'm like, I'm like the fourth wheel that can't do anything because I'm just running behind everyone because I don't know how to build and I just climb what they're building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then you know it just gets to a point where you can just shoot someone, hits them, and then 2 seconds later they've built a skyscraper. Like
yeah, I know, eh? It's so funny, but once they started doing the PC builders with the normal console players, the PC building is it's top notch. It really is. It's so much easier for those guys on PC than it is on consoles. So.
Oh yeah, because you can button map and have each button programmed to build a certain thing.
If I was to go play Fortnite right now, I'd be pretty good because I'd be playing against bots and noobs. It'd be awesome. But then once I started getting a few wins, it'd be like, all right, let's throw you in with the better people. I'd be like, no, I'm terrible. I'm done.
Yep. And then you have to lose 10 to 12 games in a row before you get put back in bot lobbies.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's jump in to Starfield. We're gonna hop into Starfield. We're gonna do some Starfield talk. We still won't do spoilers. I'm gonna say I beat the game. I was level 32. Fortnite's free game. What are you talking about, Jim? Tell him, Lee. Yeah, so Starfield, I beat the game. Had a wonderful time. I'm now doing New Game Plus, and I'm doing all the side stuff, and it is... I'm happy. I never do a game like that. Lee, you should be banned as well. I never do a Bethesda game like that. Look, I'm going to stay on track because I'm not going to look at that word. And here I am still talking about it instead of focusing on what I'm supposed to say. So let's ban that word. Yeah, so I never do a Bethesda game where I do main story and not get sidetracked with 1,000 things. And this time, everybody said to do it this way. And so I was like, let's do it. I'm so happy I did it this way. Finish the main story. I just did a side story. Now that I'm all done, I did a side story. It was the Crimson Fleet against the USC, blah, 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 undercover storyline. And that was 10 times better than the main story.
Yeah. Well, I got that, but I haven't started. Like, I got essentially abducted by the EC to say like, hey, do us undercover work, and I said, yeah, I'll do it, and then I never did it.
What?
Because I just wanted to get out that situation, to get back to the main story.
Yeah, no, I get it. Go back. Wait until you start it. Oh, Curvy?
Well, I was gonna say I was on a death loop once because I launched from a planet that I was exploring. Like, it was a planet, it was some side quest thing that I got sucked into somehow. But I launched from the planet, and then, like, it does the cutscene or whatever, and then I was in space, and, like, 4 pirate ships or whatever were there. I could not outrun them because I have the starting ship still, 0 upgrades, like, and I would, like, move, like, 3 inches, and then I was dead, and then I'd move 3 inches, and then I was dead. It kept spawning me and spawning me.
Yeah, I had
with,
that.
like, no health. So I had to load back to a previous checkpoint in order to surpass it. But I still had to take off, and it still popped in those enemies.
Yep.
And I had to, like, full shield again, so I was able to, like, hurry up and just
you had to
travel out of there.
You had to grab jump to just the next planet, whatever, instead of a
and
region.
I was so frustrated. I think I spent like 20 minutes just dying and dying and dying because it took so long to get out of it.
I get it.
And I was about to, like, revert back before I even went to that planet because it was like I couldn't get out of there.
It's crazy.
There's a part early on in the game where you arrive at the planet, and to avoid a fight, you put down your systems to, like, low power. So it's like you put the engines to like 2 bars. So maybe you needed to do something like that to avoid detection.
To avoid the religious people.
Well,
that's what it was.
Like, as soon as I spawned into the space, they were, like, shooting at me, basically. There was no... Okay. I think it was just pirates from that planet or whatever. Yep. And as soon as I took off, they just were like, I'm pretty sure that's the person we're targeting. Yeah. Like, just go.
Yeah. And definitely that part that was frustrating for me as well. But I didn't keep spawning in with 0 health though.
It did me.
Yeah, that sucks. There's 0 shields. I have it set up to autosave whenever I change regions or I open up the elevator to go to the next level, and it blackens out and comes back in. I have it to autosave constantly. And I know people don't like that. And it's probably not as great as on PC, the autosave feature, but it is on Xbox. It works really well, except for my one issue last night. So, yeah, the flaws, though, Jim Ryan, and I know you're having fun with that, but really, unless you're on PC, there's hardly any flaws whatsoever. Unless your head is shrinking inside of your body that Lee showed us this today. The game is amazing. It's incredible. It's getting high numbers all over the world, basically. Bethesda has created a masterpiece, and I can't wait to see the DLC. I'm pretty sure they're going to be heavily invested in DLC and all that stuff, even though they're switching to Elder Scrolls. I want to say first, okay? I'm a lover of all Bethesda games. I love Skyrim and that sort of fantasy more than I do for Starfield, but I'm loving Starfield, okay? I have no issues. Starfield's a 10 for me, easily. But there's just something about being a wizard and just in this fantasy world and dragons and goblins, and it's just something about immersing myself into this. But so with that aside, with all of that aside, just so you know where I stand, Starfield is so friggin' good. and I love it. I'm so consumed with it. I don't want to play anything else but Starfield. The fact that let me just lay this out. I did a storyline that I finished last night. And the way I play video games is I'm still a nice person in video games. I always am. But there was something alluring to the dark side of this storyline that I was just like, I'm joining these guys. The heck with the good people. I'm joining these guys. And I did. And I friggin' loved it. And I actually got to use it today in the sense that, hey, I'm part of this group. And they're like, oh, okay, so this is great. We have your resources. And I was like, this game's the best. This is so flippin' good.
I came up with a decision like that, and it's like the game would want you to do like a true story type thing, where you stick with one side of it. But I really want to do the other, but I had to stick. I had to go with the original lot.
I like the fact that you have a choice to choose.
So, yeah, that's great.
So I did all this stuff, and it came right down to the very end, and they said, and this isn't a spoiler, this is just going to be, I assume with all these missions, it popped up, said, whatever planet you choose to go to is the side you're choosing. And I was like, ooh, okay. And then I what's that?
Was that the switching, like the between places?
No, this was the undercover mission.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to go to this really crazy ship. It was almost Star Trek-y, man. It was so cool. I had to modify
my like a space station?
No, this wasn't.
Okay.
So I had to modify my ship with 2 components so I could go into this gassy sort of outer space planet. I didn't go on the planet but it was just some sort of filled whatever, and I had to dock a ship on there, do all of that, and then it was just so awesome. I literally thought, beam me up, Scotty, because this is totally Star Trek. I know I've seen this on a Star Trek episode before. It was just that good. Excuse me. So as amazing as this game is, Mark just said, I'm on PC and I haven't run into many problems yet. In fact, I'm very impressed by the performance I'm getting. That's amazing. And it really is awesome. The game is so much fun. With that, all of that said, and Lee will share some stories, and Kirby's had some negative stuff happen. I only had one negative thing, maybe 2, but nothing to hinder the score. This has been a bone of contention all over the internet, and it's because this is an Xbox exclusive. This year, the narrative is, I've never seen it this bad before, the narrative is this year is for media and people to hate on Xbox. Hands down. That just seems to be the narrative amongst the community and all of that stuff. So the game came out officially on Wednesday, and so that opens up the door for hate for fanboys of the alternative gaming industry, we'll say, or gaming platform, PlayStation fanboys. And so they did. These kids, these imbeciles, these whatever harsh words that I have in my head that I can't say on stream, they decided to run to Metacritic and just hate and bash this game. Kirby, you got some, right? She's going to read some of these. I may even read a couple. Let me just give you the story here. It says, masses of users review for Starfield are starting to roll in an aggregate platform, Metacritic. And as you probably guessed, the overall user rating is significantly lower than the average critic score. This is becoming a bit of a formality when it comes to huge, particularly hyped AAA video games, and Starfield hasn't escaped the trend. Admittedly, the current user score is 5.4 to 6.1, depending on the platform. Isn't the worst ever seen, but there are lots of zeros, and ratings seemingly designed to drag the number down. The score dropped to an even lower number yesterday. It was even sitting at a 4.5. Fortunately, user reviews on other platforms seem to be faring much better, while the Xbox Store hasn't completely avoided a wave of 1-star reviews, and it sits at a 3.5 out of 5, which is ridiculous. At the time of writing, while over 25,000 Steam reviews are currently amounting to a very positive rating. Also, this game hit a huge record with on Steam itself. That's incredible, and you got to pay for the game on Steam, as opposed to just paying for the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and playing it for free on PC. This hit over 3 million players concurrently, I think it was yesterday. That's amazing. Overall, the picture's good then, and now that our Pure Xbox review is also live, you can see what we think of Bethesda's latest effort. Just maybe avoid the section on Metacritic, although we probably didn't have to tell you that we did. So, Kirby, do you have some reviews that may be bringing down this score?
From users, not from critics?
No, not from users itself.
Okay. Well, this one, just because I know you're a Bethesda person. Worst Bethesda game ever. Extremely disappointing. No soul. It's basically Fallout 4 with no open world. Like, I don't think that's true, but...
No, but they gave it a 0.
Yes, it's a 0. Here's a score of 1. A game that fell short of the promises made like any before it. Bethesda shows us again that marketing means more than development. Sweat off the hype surrounding space exploration, take a giant leap back and observe what has really been provided to us here. Starfield is about exploring space, or that's what it was supposed to be.
So let me just give you this one, because this one was really annoying. This game is a loading menu simulator. Very, very boring. You don't feel inside a universe. You feel that you are inside a menu, inside a block world. Really, this game is trash. This guy gave it a 0. The game's made to install Star Citizen again so I can actually have a ship that's worth something. So let me tell you something. You can make it a loading simulator if you want. Or you can actually fly. And this is what I was thinking about. People were complaining. The fanboys were saying, oh, I want to be able to fly to the planet. I don't want to... I just don't want to load to the planet. Well... Alana Pierce, who used to work for IGN, doesn't anymore. She's a streamer as well, and wherever she works. She flew from one planet to another planet. It took her 7 physical, real-life hours to fly to the other planet. That's incredible. She didn't load. It wasn't a loading sim because she chose to prove all these meatheads wrong. But 7 flippin' hours... which is incredible. Oh, that's too long. Is it, though? You can't have one thing or another. I think that's totally right. If he takes 7 real-life hours to fly from a planet to another, to neighboring planet, I think that would be legit. Just the scope of the universe? I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've seen that people said that it was taking hours upon hours to actually fly, but you could do it.
Right, but that's the thing.
I guess if they were aiming for it being slightly more realistic, it makes sense. But again, it's like, you know, like you were talking about Skyrim and all that. I'm like, it's still a little bit in that fantasy world. Like,
yep.
This doesn't exist yet. So to me, it still should be fantasy. So like, if you have the ability to like do the hyperdrive thing or whatever, I feel like you should still be able to have some more control over your ship and it be user friendly as far as like speed.
Sure. Well, you can.
Because I mean, yeah, I know you can, but I guess that's just too long for it being a fantasy world. Like they could have cut it in half even to make it more realistic.
You probably can. It depends on your ship. So if you get a newer ship or you change your ship so not the grab jump, but the speed itself, and your boost ability. The
boost is important, I've noticed.
I have a special ship because I beat the game, and the boost is incredible. I can fly from one section to the other super fast, as in not like to a planet. If I'm thousands of kilometers away or whatever, if I boost, boom, I'm almost right there. It goes invisible and it just cruises right there, and then pop, here I am. It's really cool. And
nice.
Yeah, there's just so much of this game, these user reviews complaining and stuff like that. I just don't think they played the game. But
I just saw like a Metacritic review saying worst game of the year, and it surely will. Don't play it. Long live Sony fanboys. And I just think that's hilarious.
And would they give the score?
0.
0, and that goes against the Metacritic score. Metacritic shouldn't allow this stuff. Kirby, what else you got?
This it made me giggle because it's kind of funny, but it says, "I read Fall from Space."
That's funny.
Lies, loading screen, lies. They promised a lot of things and delivered almost nothing. Many loading screens damaging the immersion. Very weak level of design of the story. Completely empty worlds. A copy and paste of bases for you to explore. Lack of land vehicles. Game's gunplay and terrible enemies. Do not react to bullets.
It's nonsense.
So... there are pieces to that I could say that I somewhat agree with. Like the land vehicles.
I want a land vehicle.
I think they should have some sort of Land Rover type of thing that you can drive around.
So Todd Howard...
I explored one planet and I kept going because like these little things would pop up.
Yep.
And I kept going and I kept going and I was like, oh... my gosh.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is taking forever. I think I was like just running for like 3 hours, it felt like.
Yeah.
And I just was identifying like alien dens or whatever, like the little critters on the planet. So it would like pop up with this like little achievement that you've found this thing or whatever. But I was like, okay, I thought these are going to be like more like, not immersive, that's not the right word, but I expected to like walk into like a bunch of animal creature things and have to like fight them off, or it's just like an empty nest.
Sure.
Where their hive would be.
Yep.
But you know, I was expecting more out of it, and it was just kind of discouraging. But I did chase down a ship that landed.
Mm-hmm.
And I left the planet because I needed to get back on track. But they asked for spaceship parts.
Yes.
So that part is kind of cool because you kind of interact with other ships that land on the planet. But I do wish that there was some sort of vehicle, even if it was a slower type of vehicle, but something where you could have like a little cargo bin on it and be able to travel across the planet at a faster pace than running. Yeah. It wouldn't have to be light speed or anything, but just something where you felt more mobile.
This game loves fast travel, so it's like once you've explored a place on any part of the planet, you can fast travel to that point.
So, just
given that you're not carrying a load of weight.
So
yeah, you can't be encumbered.
No, a Bethesda game is fast travel a must because the fans wanted it, and over the years, that's why it's the way it is. That's what we want. We want the fast travel. We don't want to travel by horse or whatever or wherever to get to here to get to there. If we unlock that spot, we want to fast travel. We all want it. So people complaining about that it's truly not legit. But I'm with you. I want a Land Rover, but Todd Howard said we discussed it and we chose not to because it's a unique way of checking looking at or exploring planets and with the boost pack and all that stuff. And I think he's just trying to justify not having the Land Rover. I assume it was a possibly didn't have enough time or a technical sort of thing. I imagine DLC they're gonna add a Land Rover. To me it's a must,
hopefully. Kirby. Yeah, I think like especially with the expanse of the fact that you can go around the planets, like I feel like if someone is truly going to explore like every inch that they can, like you gotta have a better means of doing it. The other thing about like I want to talk about the loading thing. The loading screens don't bother me. Like when you go taking off from land to space is whatever. It's not that long of a screen. It would be nice if you could manually control that just for the fun aspect of it.
No Man's Sky does it.
But the loading screen or whatever, it's not a big deal to me. The thing that bothers me is like when I'm on the main planet or whatever in the main cities or like whatever. If I want to go into the whatever, it's like the hospital or whatever, the medical shop that you can go in and get bandages and all that. I should not have to have a loading screen to enter the building that's already there on that city. those are the loading screens that drive me nuts. It's like,
sure,
there should be enough memory or whatever there to have all of those preloaded, so that way, because it's not like you're loading an entire planet and things can render in or whatever, but you know, when you enter a building that's already in the city that you're in, I feel like you shouldn't have to load into that building, but you do. You have to, like, certain rooms that you enter, it's always like, here's a loading screen, here's another loading screen. So I get
right.
that aspect of it, but fast travel, yeah, if you've already explored something on foot,
I want to get there
to fast travel. Yeah.
So
I totally agree
with
that.
With what you're saying, I noticed today most of the area is already preloaded for you. Now, going into a building, blah, blah, blah. I went to an elevator to the top of Neon City, and they wanted me to go back to the elevator to go down. So I looked at the edge, and I noticed there was a platform, several layers. So I jumped down there, and that whole part of that city was already loaded instead of me going into an elevator. So I think the majority of it already is preloaded, except for going into buildings and stuff like that. That you can, instead of choosing the elevator or choosing a door, you can just actually go right ahead and do it. I'm burping. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. I fully agree though. I just think the scope of the game may be too big, and people would definitely complain about, oh, this loading screen's taking forever, or why is it so slow, or why is this lagging, or why isn't there thousands of people on the streets like we have already? I think that may be the possible issue.
Yeah, well, and I guess, like, my point in bringing that stuff up is there's a little nugget of truth to some of them.
Yep.
I don't think that it's worthy of giving a game a score of 0.
No.
But, like, there are things like that, I mean, and it's just one of those, it is what it is. That's how they built the game to function well. I have had, well, like we've talked about, I've had some more issues on PC, but I don't really know if that's a graphic setting thing on my end, but I have it set to medium, so I would hope that it's not like a huge graphical issue, but
let me read this one. This is just mind-blowing. RPG without exploration. The dude gave it a 1 out of 0, right? RPG without exploration. A story without a plot. Space without flying in space. Planets without flora and fauna. Cities without traffic. Shooting without gunplay. Characters without character. Graphics without graphic elements and shadows. This game has absolutely nothing. That's a 1 out of 10. And everything he said right there is 100% wrong.
Well, yeah, because you can explore. There's definitely a story plot.
You explore. The story without a plot is nonsense. There is a full story, a full plot, everything.
I'm really enjoying the plot. Like, I didn't think I would. There's there's one of the missions where there's like the distortions with the universes, and like I love that story. Like, I love that entire concept of going back and forth, and that I was really hooked on that mission, and it's part of the main story. So it's like, I love that.
Yeah.
So, like, characters without character, I know that's one of the things that we all talked about last week, because, like, the characters are hilarious. Even the NPC, like, all of the NPCs that just you're walking by, like, they're
incredible,
hilarious. They say stupid things.
They do. Like, I was on Neon this morning, and I was going to see the Strikers, which is a gang. I was going to see the leader, and as I was walking by an NPC, they were just sitting there at a table, and I think he says, like, I am so high right now, because Aurora, whatever it is, that's the drug, that's the contraband. And I'm just so high right now. I'm like, okay, buddy, I didn't even talk to you. They just saw me walking by, and that's what they said to me. I'm like, I don't care. Go do what you want.
There is swearing in the game.
Yes, there is. Yeah, especially on Neon. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't heard any F-bombs or anything like that, but
No, it's been there's one store owner on Neon that swears like every sentence,
So check this out. I started something on Twitter called the Starfield Times, and I don't know if you've seen any of those. So I'm just trying to be a little stupid on there. So and one of the things you capture, or you capture a screenshot, and then you can kind of turn it into a magazine cover, and it's called Into the Starfield. And so I'm going to show you a picture that I took in game. Okay, this is in game. This is. It's a toilet, but it's like they missed the toilet, and so of course that was during
they had Taco Bell.
Yeah. So I said IGN's review or IGN and Dan Stapleton's review of Starfield, and I showed that. This one here, if on the eye, this is with Vlad. It says Vlad. Oh, you can't even friggin' read it. It's a note on the wall that says Vlad. Increase lap times. You're getting old. And so I put something about ageism in the game, just being facetious, right? And then this one here, I love this picture because it's the neon city sign that says Into the Starfield, and I put, "You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy," a Star Wars quote from Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I put that on Twitter, and I'm like, this is actually super fun to come up with these narratives to add to it. The photo mode is amazing. Kirby and Lee, I love and adore this game. I really do. Is it Skyrim level for me? No, and it's only because of my personal preference. But this game is consuming. It's not my game of the year, and we'll talk about that here probably in a month or two. But it's wonderful. That's all I can say. And that's not me being an Xbox fanboy or anything like that. I just, as the Xbox logo and stuff straight above my head, I just freaking love the game. I'm having so much fun to the point where even when Steph's sitting there, she goes, "You can play your game if you want." And I'm like, "I'm not going to do that to you." She says it several times a day. "You can play your game if you want." I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I've already got 60 plus hours in the game in a week, a little over a week now. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Paul,
yes.
Did you pick the Eye or the Lodge?
I didn't.
If that's...
I don't even know if I had a choice, to be honestly. I don't remember having a choice. I'm going to say I chose the Lodge because I had to keep going to the Lodge.
No, as in like there was like you could choose to stay at the Lodge or go to the Eye for one of the missions. With the hunter. I chose the Lodge, and something happened on the Eye. That's all I can say. Right.
And I was not happy about it.
Right. I went for the Eye.
Okay. Oh yeah, that part of the story. I'm so sorry. All right. Yes. Now I know. It's just I
haven't been there yet.
That main story, Kirby. Main story.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to not say anything.
So the main story, and I'm going to tell everybody right now, the millions watching and the billions watching the VOD, if you're going to fire up Starfield, go against everything that's within you and just do story mode first and get it out of the way. That's all that I'm telling you. It is worth just doing that, and then start the new Game Plus.
That's not to say that the main story is bad and it's like, just get it over with type thing. It's still really good. It's just like everything else opens up so much more.
It does
when you've completed it.
You get a couple things and you beat it, and it's just wonderful. And with all honesty, though, I will say the storyline I finished last night with the Crimson and USC undercover, I loved that storyline more than the actual main story. I'm just saying. So there's so much good, great stuff on there, and boys, it's such a great game. I love the fact that there's thousands of side missions maybe that keep me playing and exploring. So Kirby, I'll tell you, when you said about the planet, looking for the monsters or nest and all that stuff, there's some perks that you can get to be like a botanist and all of this other stuff. James, what are you doing? Why would you even do that? Frig's sakes. There's these are a few of my favorite things. So Oh my gosh! Merry Christmas. I'm excited to play the game more. Callie, me too. Thank you, Hannah, for bringing us back. Yeah. So I don't even know what I was friggin' saying. What was I saying?
That there's a
You're
million
saying
side
that you
missions.
can unlock
Oh
like
yeah.
botanist and
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So there's other things you can do, like so you can do the botanist part. I think you can harvest stuff from actual animals or creatures on planets without killing them and all that stuff, and you can breed them as
okay.
well. So there's
Well,
a
yeah, I've been kind of killing
yeah, me
them.
too. But I like the fact that I can scan them and they'll tell me if they're a carnivore or a herbivore, and so that allows me to not kill them, I guess. Or there's some of them though, like these giant spider creatures, which I came across yesterday. I'm like, no, I don't want to fight these things. They're huge, huge spiders, and spider creatures or whatever. They're nasty looking. I killed them, of course, but usually I get stuff to kill the spiders in the house, but in the game, I'm the man in the game. I'm just saying. All right, guys. Anything else you want to mention? Kirby, did you want to read a couple more of those or?
Well, I know we had talked about we were gonna discuss the IGN review specifically. I didn't know if you wanted to still do that or not really.
Oh. Did you guys watched it, right? Do you guys have any thoughts before I go into an angry rant for a couple minutes? And I'll try to keep it tame about the IGN review.
No. You go with it.
Are you sure?
I guess basically like it's like all these other reviews and like they're just knocking everything that they possibly can in it, I feel like.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
I guess their biggest complaints I would say is like they complained about space travel, which is what everyone's complaining about. They also mentioned like there's no like mini map or whatever that you can navigate with.
I want a more intuitive mini map or map itself. I want to be able to put way markers. I want to be able to. I want a more intuitive map. Even let's say I go to a planet and it's blank. Okay. But once I start exploring things and all that stuff, I should be able to like point markers, because if I'm going a certain way on a map, it's almost like a double triangle. Triangle pointing up, pointing down, and I start running one way, and then I check my map. It's like, oh, I'm going the wrong friggin' way. I should go this way then. All right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind even like I know people are complaining about menus and all of that, but that's what your favorite buttons are for.
Exactly.
But like bringing up a menu for a map. Like, as long as, like, if I've been there, it's kind of an unlocked, stays, like, you can see the terrain or whatever, or, you know, if there's a hot spot or something there that you've discovered, like, it's marked on the map. But they need to fix their mapping system for sure.
Yep.
They were talking about the ship inventory being small. I've only filled it one time, and it was literally because I was trying to see how much I could put in it. I've never, like...
And also
my inventory's full on my ship.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had that happen. But you can just
drop
drop everything on the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can upgrade your ship to hold more.
Right.
Right, to have more
cargo space.
So... basically, and they say the combat's okay, and I'm like, well, the combat's cool to me because you
it's
get the
good.
boost pack. You're
I enjoy the combat.
in space, and
ballistic
I know
missiles.
A couple of people have said like they don't react to the bullets and stuff. Like your NPC partner that you bring with you, like they don't hide or anything like that.
Nope.
I've had a couple of mine do, a couple of them don't.
Yep.
You know, like I think. I don't know if it's a wonky thing with the game where it just randomly is like whatever. I've noticed though that they kind of mimic what you do.
Yeah.
So if you hide behind cover, they typically will be hiding behind cover. If you move up, they move up with you. So they move with you. So I think like that's just people not realizing how it works.
Yeah.
You know, if you're taking cover, they'll take cover, you know, but I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I just run and stand and shoot and whatever, and jump and fly.
I like using the shotguns.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
those
have
are
a
really
I have a
good.
beautiful
Yeah.
shotgun. I have some crazy
Grenades
awesome
are actually
weapons.
really fun too, especially if
Yep.
you can get the enemies kind of cornered so they can't have an escape route. You just toss a
Bam.
grenade and it's fun.
Savage.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't like. There's just a couple of things where it's like, I think they've missed the point of the type of game that it is. Is like people are saying, "Oh, 5 hours in, not worth playing." It took me probably 10 hours, I would say, before I really started like grasping the story.
Sure, yeah.
You know, and then like you said, it took you 60 hours. I think the story is great.
Yep.
I'm not gonna knock anything on the story. If you want to get into the story, you can.
Yes.
My issues are the glitchy crap
Technical
on
PC stuff.
Like,
yeah.
it's technical stuff.
And that will be fixed, hopefully.
Sure.
Hopefully. But I also have an Xbox. I could go put it on my Xbox and play. I was really trying to do like full PC.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we had like a little bit different perspective.
Console's
But
amazing though, Kirby. It really is.
Well, and I'm considering just switching to the console because at this point I'm like, I don't really want to play it on PC because it is
glitchy.
Not smooth.
Yeah, no, I get
it. It's interrupting the story part of it, and I think that for me, my review is not. I guess like if I scored it, my review is not because the story sucks. It's because of the PC technicalities that are the problem.
Yep. Okay.
Have you are you still having to like skip dialogue and that because the sound isn't matching up with the
yeah, and rough. It's ruining my desire to play. Like I don't want to get on and play because I feel like I'm missing.
Of course.
I'm literally just like skip. I'll read it as fast as I can, but I know that like I'm probably missing a lot of the emotion that's put into it by the NPCs, you know, like if they're talking about I think the kid or whatever that you can talk to, like I'm skipping through, but I feel like there's some really cool dialogue moments where you're learning things about all of the NPCs that you can like really converse with, not just the random ones.
Right.
So like I feel like I'm missing a lot of the personality behind the
characters you are,
because
for sure.
I just can't deal with the weird audio problems. So
yeah. So all right. So let me just give my quick rundown of Mr. Stapleton, who blocked me on Twitter, by the way. Dan Stapleton blocked me on Twitter. I didn't say anything mean, with all honesty. Jeff, who is Smash JT, he did a review of Dan Stapleton's review and pointed out some really problematic things. One, Stan Stapleton. Dan Stapleton does the reviews. He's in charge of who does review games. So he's in charge, okay? He decides who does it. This guy's like, I'm doing the Starfield review. And there's a few reasons why. One, his platform of choice is PlayStation. Conflict of interest. He hates the fact, and he's already posted this all on Twitter over the last few years. When Xbox acquired Bethesda, he was upset. He was very upset about that. Xbox acquiring Activision Blizzard, he's upset about it. One of the things he says regarding the the acquisition of Bethesda, he said, unless you own Microsoft stock, there's no reason to cheer on acquisitions like this. Studios that had been making multi-platform games will now be focused exclusively on Xbox and PC. That's good for Xbox, but not good for consumer choice. So instantly he hates it. But he's totally fine with PlayStation purchasing Bungie and all these other companies. He's not saying anything about that stuff. You can go to his, if you guys can access his Twitter, he's got pictures of him dressed up as Kratos, Sony PlayStation exclusive. So this guy making himself do an Xbox exclusive review, which is arguably the biggest game this generation or the last two generations, I'm trying to think of what game had this much hype last gen, and I don't think there's any. So the fact that he would do that is ridiculous. He should have got Ryan McCaffrey. He should have got Destin Laguerre, who are the Xbox guys at IGN. They do an Xbox podcast together. They're focused on Xbox. This guy doesn't do anything with Xbox because he plays PlayStation. So if you look at it, IGN Spain gave it a 10 out of 10. IGN Japan gave it a 10 out of 10. IGN Brazil gave it a 9.5 out of 10. IGN France gave it a 9 out of 10. IGN USA gave it a 7 out of 10. He admittedly, if you watch the Xbox podcast, he's on IGN's Xbox podcast when the review launched. And he said he didn't even finish the game. I didn't even finish the game. I didn't finish the main story. I'm 70 plus hours in. I didn't finish the story. But his complaints were absolutely ridiculous. And I don't understand how a conflict of interest, how you could be so motivated to spread hate towards another company when you're a game journalist. Air quotes, game journalist. You're a game journalist. You should be unbiased in everything, even if your platform of choice is PlayStation. Look at the whole FTC or in the UK, Linksy, good to see you. The UK, whatever they are, I even forget. I've purged them out of
TMA.
Yeah, those guys. That one dude said, "What's this going to do to my PlayStation?" He made it personal. My PlayStation. Here he is on that committee that's deciding whether they can purchase it, and huge conflict of interest. He's already against it because he prefers a platform of choice. It should not matter if you're a game journalist or any sort of business like that. It shouldn't matter. You should go in with open arms. Yeah, I can't play this on PlayStation, but I work for IGN. I can play it on whatever platform I want. One, I make enough money, and they would provide me the system I need to play it. Easily. And he would get tax breaks if he had to purchase an Xbox or a PC. So quit it. Grow up. Stop being a fool. Toting the fanboy line. PlayStation's getting Spider-Man 2 here soon. I think Spider-Man 2 is going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. Am I going to buy it? No. I'm going to wait until it goes down in price or let Isaiah buy it and then put it on my PlayStation. Either or. But I know it's going to be amazingly fun because the last one was awesome. The Miles Morales one was awesome.
And the one before that as well.
And the one before that.
Spider-Man games are really fun.
They're fun, but if you look above my head, you see that there, my console of choice is Xbox. But
you have 3 of every console, so it's like
in my house, Lee, there's at least 2 of every console, at least. Okay. But James, that's what we were talking about at the very beginning. James just said it just seems to be the cool thing to do a hate on Xbox at the minute. This year, that has been the thing, and because PlayStation has done nothing this year. PlayStation's opt-out events. They didn't even go to the giant Gamescom in Germany. They're not doing anything. What's Jim Ryan doing? I'm lying about Xbox and the acquisition. That's all he's doing. And it's funny to say because I joke about it all the time, but he caught lying, doing all of this stuff. So PlayStation's doing nothing, and this is driving these guys crazy, the fanboys. And Xbox is starting to rise up. They laid a foundation of awesomeness back in the Xbox One. Xbox One, was it a great system? Did they lose that? Yes, they lost that generation. But they laid that Game Pass foundation, did some acquisitions, and you're going to see Xbox is going to come out on top because they're doing all the right things. They're consumer friendly. PlayStation's done nothing this year, and they're like, you know what we need to do for our wonderful fans? Let's do an increase of 35% on all of our PlayStation Plus stuff. 35%.
So the I don't know what tier it would be, but whatever I was paying for, I got an email.
Yep.
Because it's a yearly subscription. You don't pay it monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you can pay monthly, but I chose to do it yearly, and I canceled my subscription like at the beginning of the year, but I have it through November.
Yep.
So I got the email reminder that if I was continuing my subscription, and it was going, I think it was like Yeah, it's like almost $140
Yeah,
for what I was paying for, which I think was like the
that
$100 package
Yeah, you
originally.
second level.
yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
you had PlayStation Plus Extra.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I was just like, whoa.
So I got my PlayStation Plus email as well because I only had the base. And it said the price for your current PlayStation Plus Essential 12-month subscription will be increased to $94.99. Plus, I pay 15% taxes. That's almost $110 for a system I've not played once this year. I've already canceled it, and so it won't be renewed.
We've turned our PlayStation on
in
forever.
It's the problem is everything is so expensive. Everything that we're forced to cancel stuff and make a choice for certain things. And if a company who's done nothing for their gamers this generation comes out and says, you know what we need to do? 35% increase to all of our people. That's insane. What are we going to get with this? I don't know. You just get to play on the best console in the world. And that's all they're saying. Like Baldur's Gate 3. If you look at PlayStation's, one of their latest tweets, I think yesterday, they're like, Baldur's Gate 3 was built from the ground up for PlayStation 5. It's like, no, it wasn't. It was meant for PC. It's been out for a couple years in beta or alpha, whatever, on PC. What are you doing? But they're claiming that it was built for just PlayStation. It's coming out on Xbox here in a couple months. That it's mind-blowing. So PlayStation has lost their minds right now. And they're trying to do some sort of build confidence back or somehow, and it's crazy.
Well, it's just like a lot of things have, and it's not just in like the gaming community, but it's like in many other things where it's not just a point of like building up to someone else's level. It's not that. It's like, you know, PlayStation aren't putting in the effort to put things out there to bring themselves to the level of Xbox right now. What they're doing is they're just trying to tear Xbox down and bring them down to the level that they're currently at. Yeah. And it's like, no, just get along, like be civil, like, you know, have that sort of friendly competition instead of just trying to tear the other one down. It's like that doesn't help anyone.
Hey, Patrick. Yeah,
so it just stokes the toxicity between
exactly,
and you know,
that's where we're at right now. If we're being honest, I'm sure Kirby will agree with this. The greatest platform to play video games is PC gaming, hands down. Myself, I love console gaming. I love my Xbox. That's what I play on. But if I'm going to be real, playing on PC is where it's at. You get everything, every sort of games, and games that you can't even play on your console. Probably never, except for Nintendo with that your Palia that you're playing. But that's the thing. PC's the way to go. And so if you're fanboying for a company like I do with Xbox, in a certain sense, you kind of need to check yourself. Oh, my PlayStation's the greatest thing ever. Well, next to PC. No. Yes. Stop it. PC gaming is where it's at. It'll always be the best thing in gaming. There's be nothing to compete against PC gaming ever. But our consoles are great, though. Our consoles are great. PlayStation 5 is amazing. Xbox Series X/S is amazing. So we just need to stop. We need to stop. The hate towards Starfield, the unwarranted hate, is only because it's an Xbox exclusive. All those people that put 0 reviews, 1 reviews, even 5 reviews need to truly grow up. If you look at the Metacritic for, was it the critics itself, that's embarrassing as well. There's only a couple of them that did crappy. So IGN, GameSpot, PC Gamer Review, and you can go on Twitter and watch the stuff they're tweeting. It's utter nonsense. And then there was one other company that gave it a 50 or something like that, and it was really, it's really embarrassing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Starfield, like it does have some genuine critiques. You know, it does have some issues. But if we look at it, it's like it's been out on Game Pass for like 4 days. Like what like it's only been that long. What more are you gonna ask for right now?
So
Like,
with that said, the alternatively will be like, well, when we got video games back in the day, cartridges, whatever, the game was complete. There was
yes,
no issue. So that's the alternative to that. But we're in 2023. The games are 1,000 times bigger than they were back then. Like,
absolutely.
here's a 1 megabyte Nintendo game as opposed to 200 gigs of this game. So
yeah,
there's so many different variables. So I accept that the game is not complete unless it's Redfall. That's a different story. And
that's
9 more months. That game's going to be amazing. 9 more months.
Nope.
It will. You just wait and see. It'll be amazing.
Well, it's 9 months too late.
No.
Yes.
No Man's Sky is.
If they fixed it by Halloween.
Next Halloween or this Halloween?
Either.
Okay.
I'm just saying because like if they almost did like a re-release, like even if they wanted to label it as that, like new and improved, like
I think
blah,
so.
blah, blah. If they hit it around Halloween, a lot of people get into like the whole vampire, witchy, werewolfy stuff closer to Halloween.
It's the Morbius.
What's that, Lee? You cut out.
It's the Morbius of games.
The Morbius of games. What do you mean?
Yeah. So there was a film that released a couple of years ago called
Morbius. Yeah.
Yeah, Jared Leto. And it was awful. You know, the production was awful for everything and that. And then so they released it. It flopped. And then like not long after they released it again, and that flopped again. So it's like
they re-released it.
Yeah, in cinemas and everything.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And but it flopped again, so it's like that's kind of how I imagine Redfall going, where it's like we're re-releasing it.
Just if they actually put work into it, though, I think Halloween time would be a great time for them to release that game to kind of catch the excitement for the season as well within that, and it could draw a few more people to it.
So just to counter all of that talk with Redfall, I brought it up. We were all excited. We hated it. No Man's Sky is the perfect example of a game that launched kind of that was lied about. Hey, you could do all this stuff. Then we played and it was like, this is boring. This is terrible. The game's not fun. It's empty, blah, blah, blah. All those complaints about Starfield that are untrue. There is actually No Man's Sky reviews. If you play No Man's Sky now, it's a totally different game. It's wonderful. It's a blast. All the things you're asking for, Irby, going into the atmosphere, into space, or even landing it, it's all in No Man's Sky. It is incredible.
I'm gonna give it a go.
Do it. I think you would love that more than Starfield. The problem is you don't really have a story with No Man's Sky. You really don't. But it is a space exploration, wonderful game. Lots of mining. It's kind of a survival as well. It's really great. Now, back then when it launched, it wasn't. So a game can make a comeback. And that's why I said in a year, Redfall will be amazing when we played it in June or whatever.
Well, and then same with Starfield. Like, if they drop some DLCs, they can update some things. I can't wait. So it'd be cool if they did the DLCs and added, like, different storylines, like, that you can expand on or anything.
Mark my words right here. September 10th, 2023. My time is ADT 10:53. I've been playing Starfield Series S, and I've been enjoying it so far. Patrick, I love Starfield, dude. You're going to get a Land Rover. That is going to be DLC. People want it. You're going to get a map rework, because it has to happen. The inventory, I'm fine with inventory, to be honest. It's easy to actually get around in the inventory. The way I play Bethesda games is I want bigger capacity. I've filled up my ship's cargo hold over and over and over, and then when I destroy a ship and try to loot, it says your cargo's full, and I'm like, frig! I need this stuff here. What are you doing? But I really don't need the stuff. But I need the stuff because it's there.
I collected it. It's mine.
Exactly. So that's the issue. But that's not game breaking. That's not, I want this, so I'm going to take a couple points away. Let it happen. Taking points away, or a point, or even half a point for the map, I can see that. I'll accept that. I really will. The Land Rover thing, it was a technical choice. You don't take points away for that. It'll be DLC. It'll happen. I want a Land Rover, and only because I spent those 3 hours on Crete trying to find that stupid pirate captain, and I was just walking and burst, and I didn't even have the burst at that point, or the jetpack.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's keep going. And I did it. I kept going and going and going. And I found some really cool stuff. I found that photographer. I found that person selling crap. But yeah, I want the Land Rover. And but you're gonna have the load screens. That is a Bethesda staple. That will stay there. And we won't get any changes with that. But I'm excited. I want more planets filled with stuff. But if you go to the moon or any of those places, it's gorgeous. It really is. Graphically, this game is incredible. Starfield.
I was on the moon, and I had like my fully upgraded boost pack.
Okay, yeah, I did too at that time.
So what I did was and because the moon is lower gravity and everything, I just kept boosting, and I just kept going up and up and up.
That's
I think I got
one of my favorite things about the game is like the gravity is so fun.
I like it that it's different on each planet.
Yes.
I think I got like 500 meters up, just like boosted with the boost pack.
Oh snap!
Because I just kept going up with the upgraded boost pack. But I don't know whether there's a limit to that. Like, I'm sure there will be like some kind of invisible wall. But
I'm sure.
Probably eventually.
I just kept going.
Yeah.
Just do it one day. Make sure you save before you start. That way you can revert back.
Exactly.
If you get stuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is Bethesda. You're bound to get stuck in something.
100%.
But I love the kind of interactions that you can get into when like just come across stuff. Like I was lifting off from a planet, made into space, and then someone like came out of the hyperspace, and and it was a kid talking over the comm line, and like sort of offering lemonade, and it's like it was
what?
And it was just adorable, and
space lemonade stand, man.
Yeah, and it's like the dad was like, say that, and it's like the kid was just adorable.
I didn't even see that.
Like, hey, you want some lemonade? It's 5 credits, no 500 credits, and it's like you have the choice of how much you pay for the stuff. And it's like I just ended up paying 500 credits for the lemonade because I just thought it was adorable. And then the dad said, we don't actually have any lemons. We sell orange juice.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Orange, like that's awesome. I love that. But it's those kinds of interactions that I'm there for. Like another one that I had yesterday was there was a ship, and there was a teacher talking over the comms, and she had like a whole class with her, and the class kept talking over her and everything, but her ship was damaged, like the grav drive that needed maintenance and everything, and you could offer stuff to help her with it. It's like that
ship parts,
that's great. I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, like I love that kind of stuff. And then there's another one, and that can turn into like a whole side quest, I think. But I haven't gone into that that much yet.
You will.
But there's one where there's a ship. It was just static. Like you can't, like when you try to hail them, you can't really hear anything other than static. You then dock with their ship. It's a space colony that's been knocking around for like 200 years.
I did that.
Like it's like, and and they didn't know that any other humans were around. They just thought they were the only humans left.
Okay, no
and they were
more
just
though.
living on the ship.
Don't talk about that anymore, because that was fun. I enjoyed that story. That's the only original playthrough. That's the only storyline I did. That one quest with those people. That's it. The rest I didn't touch. But so Kirby, you had talked about last week giving all your money to the poor people.
Yeah.
I talked to a dude this morning. Yesterday. It was yesterday on Neon, and he was giving me the sad story. He wanted 1,000 credits. So I
gave it to him.
I called him out on it, and he's like, "Well, you can't blame a guy for trying, can you?" But he was totally lying, and I'm like, he duped Kirby into her soft heart to give credits, and so
I was like, "Oh, he needs help."
Yeah, there was something different about that guy in the conversation, and I think that's some of the awesome things is if you listen to their backstory or some of the things they're saying, you're like, this dude's full of crap. Not Kirby's like, I'm gonna give you money. I love you. I'm so sorry you having a rough life. It's so crazy. This Starfield, man, until the experiences you can have. I haven't done the lemonade stand thing. I think that's a riot. But
yeah,
that's all I'm doing right now. Is now that I beat the game, it's story missions or side stories, and it's if you've not done the UNSC Crimson Fleet undercover storyline, do it. I liked that better than the main story. I'm just saying. I thought it was brilliantly done. Plus, you get a buttload of credits. When I say a buttload, more than anything you could possibly imagine in the game. So do it as fast as you can.
All right.
Are we giving our official scores today?
We can. I'll give mine. Mine, it's a 10 out of 10. If I could give it out of 100, it'd be 100 out of 100. If it'd be 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I'm so consumed with this game. I don't want to play anything else but Starfield. Kirby, let's save Kirby's for the end because Kirby's just keeping it real. So Lee, what do you got?
Well, like in terms of one last thing before I get my sort, like I love the stuff that I see about people build in terms of the shipbuilder, what people have done. Like someone's made the Enterprise, someone's made like the Millennium Falcon, someone's made like crazy stuff. Like I saw one earlier today, like in a clip that someone had made a ship where it was just like a frame. Because the enemy AI that try and shoot you, they always aim for the center of the ship. But they made a ship that was completely like it was like a hollow ship. So they just kept shooting through the middle, so they never got hit, but it was still completely functional. So I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, I give the game. Are we allowed 0.5s?
What would you give it?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing out of 10.
You could do 0.5, you could do 0.1s, 2s, whatever. Go ahead.
I'll give it 0.5. 8.5.
8.5. Disappointed. Okay, Kirby?
Okay.
If I judge solely on story, I'd probably agree with Lee. But with the technical issues, I would have to say a 7. Or less on the technical side.
A 7 or less? Ouch.
On PC.
On PC, okay.
I mean, that's like, I feel like that's a huge disclaimer because I feel like that's the only place people are like really having issues is PC.
Yes. Yep.
So, like, for a technical score, I mean, I would even wager to say a 6 out of 10 or whatever technically.
1 sec, I'm going to ban Kirby from the chat. It's been fun having you here. Thank you.
Kick me out of the podcast. But the storyline, I think, makes up for the loss there. So, like, I could say, like, if I took an average, I would probably still give it an 8. You know, between a technical and a story, like, meeting in the middle.
Meet me in the middle.
You hate that. I think in terms of the story, I'd say it's probably like a 9.5. Like, but just because there's certain things that I just was hoping for in my head before the game was released, like taking off in the atmosphere and everything, it's an 8.5.
Yeah, well, that's why I said, like, are we giving it a score? I think, like, once they do some DLC and stuff, scores will change a lot. But the overlying consensus is you have to give this game enough time to develop. Otherwise, your score is not going to reflect the entirety of the game. And I feel like that's where most people, and I haven't played very much, but I can see the story that is going to be there is going to be really good. And like I've talked about all the random interactions with all the NPCs in the game, like it makes up for the lack in the technicalities, because at least it brings you back to like, oh, that's hilarious, or, you know, oh, that's a weird side story. Let me go figure out what that's about. It still does enough in the storyline to keep you wanting to play. I think if I can't fix the graphic thing on PC, I'm going to try on Xbox just so that I can actually enjoy it. And I may even start completely over and not like worry about trying to continue where I'm at. Because I feel like that it may change my opinion on...
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys see, I have the right click. There's got to be a way to kick both of these people out of this podcast.
Both? Wait, what did I do?
So...
You didn't give it a 10, Lee.
Exactly. Honestly, I want you guys to be as pumped as I am. I don't see anything that would cause a lack of a score other than just the map itself. But
Patrick, stop that. You're on my team.
Patrick knows what time it is. Lee Everett just brought it back. Thank you, Lee. You're going to be playing it soon, right? Play the best part of it, Paul. Yeah. Starfield is the LeBron Lakers of video games, and his mechanics built on Anthony Davis injuries. That's actually really funny. Untrue, but all right. So Curvy, Lee, James, and even in the chat, I sent you guys the link for I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. T-shirt on Shirt Punch. So yeah, I don't know if I like you both right now. I love yous, but I don't know if I really like you guys. So we're gonna end.
I'm British. It's always going to be the case.
100% true. 100% true. I love the game. I want you guys to play it more, experience it more, and just all the side quests, everything you can do. This game's amazing. All right, rotten people. Who else wants to be on a podcast that will agree with everything I say? Please. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about before we end this?
Xbox Game Pass, ding ding, is gonna have a bunch of games coming out this month.
I think 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So that's super.
Keep an eye out for all of those.
Excellent. All right, Curvy. Where can they find you on all of your
Twitter, and
socials?
Twitch. Curvy_last.
Curvy_last. That's where you can find them. Lee, where can they find you on all your socials?
Everywhere, nowhere.
Oh.
Mostly here.
Mostly here, yeah.
Mostly here. I'll find you. Lee Everett, the Lee Everett. Get out.
So, Mark says Warzone Monday? Yeah, possibly, dude. Possibly we'll do Warzone.
No, Jim said Warzone
Jim said.
Monday.
I need to do Starfield on stream at some point. So we'll figure it out. I'm in the office Tuesday and Wednesday, so I may not get to stream, or I may just do an hour worth of whatchamacallit on that Starfield, which could be cool. So, all right, Lee Everett,
Jim wants you to play Warzone.
Yes, he does.
Like which is been acquired by Xbox.
And James, they don't need to be big, dude. I don't even care about that at all. All right, I'm so sorry, Curvy. Kirby is the Christian lady of this group, and here's James being as rotten as possible. I'm so sorry. So here we go. Boys and girls. Yeah, for me, so again, Thursday afternoon, I won't be streaming because I'm spending it with Spuddy and his brother and his mother who's coming in on a cruise ship. He just posted on Facebook 1 hour ago. Now he is at Portland, Maine, which province of New Brunswick, where I live. We border Maine. And that's where he's at right now. Currently, he's in Portland, Maine. So I'm giving you guys that update, and he'll be He'll be here. I'll take pictures, video. We'll get selfies, of course, because I take a gazillion selfies, and it's just the way I am. So yeah.
So tomorrow likely, Tuesday, Wednesday unlikely, Thursday no, Friday yes.
Friday early to do Gears, but I'm also on call Friday. That's my very first on-call rotation. So just as a heads up. But it was a quiet weekend. It's always quiet. So we'll see what happens. All right. Boys and girls, thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys are amazing. Even though you're PlayStation fanboys and girls, and that's it, because you guys hate on Starfield, and I'm just going to loop you all in with the PlayStation haters. So that's all I'm saying. Curvy and Lee, PlayStation lovers. Exactly. That's me crying, 100%. I'll take it because I'm a big baby. I just love this game, and I want everybody to love it too, and just to experience it like I'm experiencing it. That's it. I just want you to soak it in. Have an awesome day, chaps and chapettes. Yeah. All right. So as for Kirby. And as for Lee, my name is Paul, and you guys take care. Yes, the guns. That's so awesome. Pow, 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 pow. Pew, pew. Awesome. Let me know if you guys get that t-shirt, because it's friggin' funny, for one. Just as a heads up.
Oh.
Yeah. Canada beat the U.S. in basketball today. That's huge. U.S. is not getting a medal this year. First time ever, I think it is. Germany and some other country is in the finals. I don't understand what's going on. So for us, that's huge. And, yeah. Who knows what's going on? Otney says bronze. Yeah. Excellent. All right, boys and girls. How's it? Everything good? You guys are good?
Yeah.
Excellent. What do you guys got? What do you guys got planned this week? Mostly, yeah. Hopefully, it's not a busy week for you this week, and you can sit down and enjoy some sort of video games. But you did do the derby, and you did do the rodeo. Did anyone get hurt at the rodeo?
No, I don't think so. One guy was limping quite a bit after he got bucked off the bull, but no EMTs or anything checked him out or nothing, so I think he probably just landed funny, and I don't know. It's always scary. I'm always like, ooh, making faces at them.
Excellent.
But it was fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, Lee, what are you doing, sir? You're typing away here. Now, if we released a game that is broken... Oh, my gosh. Is broken in Starfield, then this podcast would crucify me. We just crucified Jim Ryan just for poops and giggles. No, that's good. That's good. All right. Just as a heads up, Oh, go ahead, Lee.
No.
I was just going to say, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating.
It gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
It's true. And the sun's too hot, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Oh, have you been in the Ahsoka show?
I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, sorry. I haven't watched it yet. Nope. I'm going to wait until a few more episodes drop. Then I'm going to plow through it.
It's 8 episodes. 4th episode's out right now.
Okay. I'm seeing spoilers as in characters that are getting to show up. The one that just showed up there was a huge character. So they showed like the cartoon version of him and then the real life version of him, and it actually looks pretty friggin' good. So I expect honest review Spider-Man 2 when it drops. Jim Ryan, I'll tell you right now, that's probably going to be a 10. I guarantee Spider-Man 2 will most likely be a 10 because it's just going to be fun. Comic book heroes sell, all of that stuff. But there is a comic book burnout, though. That's the thing. So
that's the only thing that would actually make...
What's that, Kirby?
Yeah.
I said I think a lot of people are getting fed up with it.
Yeah.
Like the whole Marvel, everything. Like it's just there's too much of it happening all at the same time.
It's a very saturated market right now.
Yep.
And but that it's inevitable, really. Like at this point.
True.
Well, I think it's just like anything else, though. It's gonna come full circle. It'll become really popular again, and they'll probably redo everything again. And
I hope they don't, but yeah. If they start the MC from scratch, I won't be happy. Like, just stick with it.
Cool.
But when for when they're doing like 3 films a year, 5 shows a year. It's like it's
yeah,
too
it's
much.
a little much. I stopped watching this stuff honestly, and I used to love it, but I haven't watched all of Loki. There's so much more. Even the last couple movies, whatever. I haven't even watched Mrs. Marvel. I think I watched. I didn't even know if I watched one episode, and I wanted to watch it, but.
Yeah, Ms. Marvel was a tough watch for me. Like it's just I'm not the demographic, so